Can we reverse type 2 diabetes? According to diabetes experts, yes. Professor Roy Taylor of Newcastle University, England, explains around half of people who are within the first 10 years of diagnosis and manage to follow food energy restriction can stop all diabetes medication and return to non-diabetic glucose control. Isn't that fantastic news? Nutrients are also essential. According to Dr. Oja, an acclaimed nutrition and diabetes expert at Greenwich University, London. So today we invite you to join us as we take a closer look into 5 of the best foods that are rich in diabetes-fighting nutrients and can also help with weight loss. But first, please give us a like by clicking the thumbs up button below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you can get the latest news in diabetes control. And stay tuned because we're giving away 3 free gifts to help you on your diabetes fighting journey. Without wasting time, let's reveal the first sugar spike flattening food. Number 5 on our list is sesame seeds. The humble sesame seed is a vital addition to every diabetic diet. 2 flat tablespoons, about half an ounce, provides 3.2 grams of protein, 9 grams of healthy fats, and 2 grams of fiber. For this 100-calorie serving, you also get a helping of B vitamins, calcium, zinc, iron, magnesium, potassium, and phosphorus. But there's a lesser-known incredible micronutrient. Diabetes-destroying sesame makes up 1.5% of every sesame seed. Sesame lowers levels of an inflammatory chemical called interleukin-6 that plays very important roles in insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Sprinkle roasted or raw sesame seeds on a salad or over steamed or roasted vegetables. You can even grind them into a paste, a tasty alternative to peanut butter. Yet with all their goodness, sesame seeds aren't the top pick for vitamin D. That's what food number 4 is for. Food number 4, fortified dairy and non-dairy alternatives. Vitamin D supplements for diabetes control is a controversial topic. That's why researchers at Zhengzhou University checked the results of 29 clinical trials. They found out that vitamin D is essential for diabetics because diabetes means vitamin D deficiency. Without enough vitamin D, your AMPK NLRP3 inflammasome pathway can't function. My what? AMPK tells the brain to respond to glucose. For example, it can make the brain reduce glucose production in the liver. NLRP3 inflammasome causes inflammatory reactions. Scientists have linked it to type 1 and type 2 diabetes. When AMPK and NLRP3 don't work in sync, it's bad news. Vitamin D helps us respond to carbohydrates the right way. It helps put that pathway back in sync. Boost vitamin D with fortified milk or non-dairy alternatives like nut or oat drinks. Check the label for 2 words, fortified and unsweetened. 1 cup of unsweetened vitamin-enriched oat milk provides you with 20% of the daily recommended amount of vitamin D and just 120 calories. 1 cup of full-fat enriched cow's milk contains 15% of your daily vitamin D dose and 150 calories, and protein and calcium. Drink your dose of D outdoors. 10 to 30 minutes of daily rays means an extra boost. Our next food isn't so fond of the sun, but it will brighten any diabetes-fighting day. Number 3, mushrooms. Mushrooms, raw or cooked, fit into most meals. Also, meat alternatives are often made from microfungi. Mushrooms get position number 3 because they're a good source of protein. But wait a minute, what about red meat? That's really high in protein. Well, you're right. 2.5 ounces of beef provides 700% more protein than 2.5 ounces of mushrooms, but 13 times the calories. And those experts tell us diabetes reversal means eating the right foods and losing excess weight. Multiple studies also say opting for plant protein lowers the risk of diabetes. A recent collaborative study from India, Saudi Arabia, and the UK reported people who eat less than 39 grams of plant protein a day have higher HbA1c and fasting glucose values. Replace plant protein with red meat and diabetes risk increases. According to the International Journal of Environmental Research and Health, an increase of 27%. You get 7 grams of plant protein in 8 medium button mushrooms, or 11 grams in 3.5 ounces of microfungi meat alternative. Even so, several plants contain more protein. So why should they make room for the mushroom? Mushrooms are packed with huge doses of B vitamins. Thiamine, riboflavin, pantothenic acid, and folate. B vitamins are important for healthy nerves. They relieve and even prevent diabetic neuropathy. Researchers at Pennsylvania State University even looked into whether regular consumption of mushrooms reduces the risk of death. Scanning the medical files of 601,893 individuals, they agreed eating mushrooms lengthens lives. So, which two foods outperform mushrooms, fortified milks and sesame seeds? Well, we'll find out in a second, but first, how about those free gifts? Discover an entire world of diabetes-fighting foods with our new book, 10 Incredible Foods That Reduce Blood Sugar. Plus, you'll discover the real reason why type 2 diabetes, obesity, and heart disease are increasing at an alarming rate, and find out what really works when it comes to preventing these illnesses by watching our free 1-hour documentary, The Scary Truth About Sugar. And not only that, we are giving away a free recipe book, Amazing Alternatives to Rice, Pasta, and Bread, which contains over 50 delicious and easy to prepare recipes that the whole family will love. These gifts are free and waiting for you to grab them in the description box below. Now, we've been doing our research and we've found a very beneficial addition to your diabetic diet. Food number 2, pinto beans. Beans means fiber, and pinto beans are high on the charts when it comes to fiber content. Fiber slows down the digestive system. The quicker we turn carbohydrates into sugar, the quicker they are absorbed into the bloodstream. When sugar reaches the blood, the pancreas makes insulin. Insulin is the key to a cell door. It's the key for a sugar lock. Only with insulin can cells use sugar for energy. It's not as straightforward for diabetic cells. Insulin resistance changes that cell door lock. Insulin can't open the door, sugar stays in the blood. Where does fiber come in? Imagine drinking a sugary soda, a blood sugar explosion that can't enter diabetic cells. The more explosions you have, the more insulin resistant you become. Complex carbohydrates also make blood sugar rise, but this happens slowly. Not an explosion, a wave. Add fiber, and that wave becomes a ripple. When we avoid sugar explosions and big waves, we can stop insulin resistance. That's not the only reason, though, to eat more fiber. Fiber is a feast for the healthiest species of gut bacteria. People who suffer from chronic inflammatory diseases like diabetes have very different populations of gut bacteria to people who don't. Eat 5 fiber foods every day, and you change unhealthy gut bacteria populations to healthy ones in hours. 1 cup of pinto beans gives your digestive system and bacteria an incredible 30 grams of fiber. Oh, and let's not forget that 40 grams of glucose-regulating protein. Only one food beats the bean. Food number 1, Strawberries. Strawberries are way more than a tasty treat. They're one of the few fruits with a glycemic load of 1, sometimes 0. Like all berries, strawberries contain vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, but they have less plant protein and fiber. In fact, when you look at a berry nutrient across the board, strawberries don't stand out, except with one vitamin, vitamin C. Wait for weight, there's 6 times more vitamin C in strawberries than blueberries. We know blueberries are good sources of vitamin C. That makes strawberries super sources. A recent Antioxidants Journal article tells us overweight diabetics have lower levels of vitamin C than normal weight diabetics. Most diabetics have lower levels of vitamin C than non-diabetics. If you're diabetic, the daily recommended amount of vitamin C is much too low. Diabetics need more vitamin C to prevent insulin glycation. That's where insulin attaches to simple sugars. This stops insulin from functioning well. It can explain why when diabetics take extra vitamin C, they have lower fasting blood glucose. In fact, scientists say strawberry consumption decreases the risk of diabetes in obese individuals. And there's something else. Strawberries are particularly good at blocking glucosidase. Glucosidases break down carbohydrates. Strawberries might not have as much fiber as other berries, but they still slow down sugar absorption. If you home test for blood sugar, take the strawberry effect test. Test before, immediately after, and 1 hour after a meal. Then have exactly the same meal the next day at the same time, but eat a cup of fresh strawberries 30 to 60 minutes before. So, how about sharing your findings in the comment section below? There's nothing better than real results, so tell us and our viewers all about your strawberry effect experience. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Oh, and don't forget, you can claim your free gifts by clicking the link in the description below. We want to keep making informative, research-based videos for you. So if you gained value from this video and would like more of it, you can send us a super thanks by clicking the thanks button at the bottom of the video. We're Diabetics Talk, and it's our mission to bring you the best tips and tricks to help you fight obesity and diabetes. Thanks for watching. We hope you're having a diabetes fighting day.